Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Suzanne Harris, and I'm here to do a presentation on communication theory as it relates to instructional message design. This project is put together for my EDIT 8150E course in the spring of 2025. Some of the topics I'm going to include for today's presentation is the overview of the communication theory. I'm going to look at some researchers that contributed to this theory, some of their studies, as well as instructional message design guidelines that are based on those theories. Then I'll also provide some instructional examples of the guidelines that were presented. Communication theory lays the groundwork or roadwork for instructional design by focusing on effective message delivery. It explores how information is encoded, transmitted, and decoded, which is crucial for designing instructional materials that learners can understand and navigate. By applying these principles, instructional designers can create clear, engaging, and effective learning experiences. Let's get on the road to learning about communication theory. As I started doing my research for my presentation, specifically communication theory, I realized really quickly that there were lots of roads and avenues and many directions that I could take this presentation. I started out just by doing general inquiry into communication theory, and as a result, I came across this article called communicationtheory.org, the types of communication theories briefly explained. And one of the paragraphs that I am quoting from this publication is that communication has been a fundamental aspect of human existence since the dawn of civilization. Over centuries, the study of communication has grown from the classical ideas of persuasion and public discourse to modern digital communication and media ecology. Communication theories have continually adapted to technological advances and other cultural shifts. As I dig a little bit deeper, I am going to be using more current and seminal studies to support information on communication theory. When it comes to instructional design, it's really hard to navigate or choose the best route for the most influential researcher. But one that's really hard to overlook is Robert M. Gagne. He integrated principles from communication theory into instructional design. His work laid the groundwork or roadwork for how we structure educational content, focusing on the conditions of learning and systematic instructional design. Robert N. Gagne's theories, particularly his conditions of learning and non-invasive instruction, have significant implications for communication theory. His non-invasive instructions provide a structured approach to communication, ensuring that information is delivered in a clear and logical sequence. This aligns with communication theories that emphasize the importance of message structure and clarity, such as the linear model of communication, where a sender encodes a message, sends it through a channel, and a receiver decodes it. The first event in Gagne's model is to gain the learner's attention. This is crucial in communication theory as well, where capturing and maintaining the audience's attention is essential for effective message delivery. Gagne also emphasizes the importance of providing feedback to learners, which is a core component of many communication models. The linear model of communication, also known as the Shannon-Weaver model, was developed by Claude Shannon and Warren Weaver in 1948. It's one of the earliest and most influential models of communication. It describes communication as a one-way process where a sender transmits a message through a channel to a receiver without considering feedback of the effects of the noise. The linear model of communication by Shannon and Weaver is a foundational framework in communication theory that outlines the process of transmitting messages. It consists of five key components. You have the sender, who is the originator of the message. You have the encoder, which is the process of converting the message into signals. You have the channel or the medium through which the message is transmitted. You have the decoder, which is the process of interpreting the received signals back into the message, and the receiver is the individual or entity that actually receives the message. This model emphasizes the impact of noise, which refers to any interference that can distort the message during transmission, and highlights the importance of feedback to ensure that the message was understood as intended. Another key contributor is George A. Miller. He introduced the concept of breaking information into manageable chunks, often referred to as chunking. He was a cognitive psychologist, and in his seminal 1956 paper, The Magical Number 7, Plus or Minus 2, Some Limits on Our Capacity for Processing Information, his research demonstrated that humans can hold about 7 items in short term memory, and by grouping information into larger, meaningful units, we can process and remember it more effectively, improving our communication. Everett Rogers, who wrote the book Diffusion of Innovations, was first published in 1962, but it has been updated through several editions, the latest being the 5th edition in 2003. The theory continues to be relevant and influential in modern studies of communication and innovation. Everett Rogers is a key contributor to communication theory, primarily because of his work on the diffusion of innovations. This theory outlines how new ideas and technologies spread within cultures and society. Here are a few reasons why his work is considered seminal. Innovative framework. Rogers provided a structured and systematic way to understand how innovations are communicated and adopted over time. The influence on multiple fields. His theory has influenced a wide range of disciplines, including marketing, public health, education, and technology adoption. The adopter categories. Rogers introduced the concept of adopter categories: innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards, which helps in identifying different types of adopters and their characteristics. Communication channels. He emphasized the role of communication channels in spreading innovations, highlighting the importance of both mass media and interpersonal communication. Last, social system and context. Rogers' theory takes into account the social system and influence on the adoption process, recognizing that cultural and social content plays a significant role. Rogers' work has provided a comprehensive framework that continues to be relevant and influential in understanding how new ideas and technologies are communicated and adopted across various contexts. A very recent research study was conducted by Diana Acosta Navas as late as January of 2025. Her research paper is called In Moderation Automation in the Digital Public Sphere. This study explored the role of automation in moderating online platforms, which is crucial as digital communication becomes increasingly prevalent. Another research study conducted in 2025 is called Unmasking Deception, a topic-oriented multimodal approach to uncover false information on social media. It was created by Riccardo Cantini and his team. This research focused on detecting misinformation on social media, which is a hot topic in today's communication landscape. Here's example number 1 of how linear model of communication, referred to as the Shannon-Weaver model, is commonly used in instructional design to make sure that the message is clearly and effectively delivered. Imagine that you're taking an online course where your instructor or sender prepares a lecture and a message to be delivered via a channel, a video, to students who are the receivers. Here's how the linear model of communication is applied. The sender, who is your instructor, carefully crafts the lecture content, ensuring it's clear and well structured. The lecture itself is the message, including spoken words, visual aids like we provided in this presentation, other supporting materials, and the message that the instructor wants to convey. This is via the channel or the video. The video platform is the channel where the lecture is being delivered to the students. The instructor ensures the video is high quality and accessible, making sure that the audio content and the visuals are clear and accessible. The receiver is the students. The students watch the lecture video, receiving the message intended by the instructor. The noise could be the instructor who anticipates potential technical issues or distractions. They provide solutions like troubleshooting guides or a quiet study environment. The feedback, while the linear model primarily focuses on one-way communication, in instructional design, feedback is often incorporated. Students might provide feedback through quizzes, surveys, discussion forums, allowing the instructor to gauge understanding and make adjustments to the curriculum in order for it to be communicated more effectively. Instructional message design navigates the winding roads of communication theory, carefully steering through its curves and intersections to create clear and effective learning experiences. At each turn, it pays attention to the road signs provided by models like Shannon Weaver's, ensuring messages are encoded, transmitted, and decoded effectively. It follows the curves of social interactions, incorporating observational learning and feedback mechanisms. With each turn, it manages cognitive load, breaking information into manageable chunks and using visuals to support understanding. By integrating these theories, instructional message design guides learners smoothly down the road to knowledge, ensuring they arrive at their destination with confidence, satisfaction, and clear communication.